New data shows the vaccination process has turned things around for some Oklahoma nursing homes. Numbers could be improving nationwide as the president moves up the date he believes there'll be enough vaccine for everyone. And more local Walmarts go all in on self-checkout, the impact that could have on disabled four-staters.
The Four States' most watched news starts now.
Nursing home COVID-19 cases are on the decline, both nationally and locally. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with care providers in Oklahoma about what they're seeing.
Nursing homes across the country are seeing a decline in COVID-19 related deaths. According to a report from the American Healthcare Association and National Center for Assisted Living. The organization says there's been an 82% decline since December of last year. Stephen Buck, president of Care Providers Oklahoma, says we're seeing the same thing regionally as well.
That's correct. The data we're seeing here in the state of Oklahoma is mirroring that trend line that you saw in the national release today.
Data released by the Oklahoma State Department of Health shows that in a week period in February, there were only 39 new cases. Back in December, there were 443 in 1 week across the state. Buck says vaccines aren't the only reason for the decline.
I think vaccine is important, but I would also share with you that the frontline heroes who have been doing this work, their infection control protocols, our understanding of how to do mitigation as effectively as we possibly can.
According to the CDC, around 80% of residents in long-term care facilities have received the first dose nationwide. In Oklahoma, they say most facilities have held at least one clinic. Now that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been approved, Buck says one benefit from this includes easier vaccine access.
A resident discharging from a hospital into a long-term care setting, they would be able to get their vaccination benefit through a single dose as opposed to having to go through the two-step protocol.
I'm Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Buck adds that anyone in a nursing home who missed out on getting their vaccine or did not originally want one will still be eligible. Some good news came out of today's COVID-19 briefing at Freeman Hospital. Freeman officials say the number of COVID-19 inpatients has declined. A total of 13 COVID patients were getting treatment in Freeman West and Freeman Neosho today, compared to 66 patients at the peak. Freeman currently has one COVID patient in ICU, so the hospital is converting unit space to handle other patients. But they say the space could be equipped for COVID patients again if necessary. Officials say the declining numbers are due in part to residents complying with COVID-19 safety precautions.
Because the community in a whole have stepped up to limit the spread of that infection. What we're doing is working. It's not that the virus has left town and forgotten about us. It's still here. So, the things that we have designed over the past year work very, very well.
Speak to that.
McNabb cautions that even people who get the vaccine could potentially spread the virus to others, so they should continue to wear masks and social distance. Nationwide, the U.S. now averages about 66,000 new COVID cases per day. That's the lowest since October, but the numbers are still much higher than we saw in previous dips during 2020. Experts hope a new vaccine now in our arsenal could help the nation continue the downward trend. President Biden today said that the new vaccine could have a bigger impact than expected. The president says the country would have enough vaccine for everyone by May. Just a few weeks ago, the president said that would happen by the end of July. The president made the prediction after touting a new deal between competitors Johnson & Johnson and Merck for increased vaccine production. Skylar Henry is at the White House with more.
President Biden announced a major agreement that will allow pharmaceutical manufacturer Merck to help produce Johnson & Johnson's one-dose COVID-19 vaccine.
We also invoked the Defense Production Act to equip 2 Merck facilities. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine manufacturing facilities will now begin to operate 24/7.
The deal has the potential to dramatically increase the supply of the vaccine, though it could take a couple of months to get the Merck production process going. The president also said he will direct all states and territories to treat teachers and school workers as essential employees.
We want every educator, school staff member, child care worker to receive at least one shot by the end of the month of March.
In Philadelphia, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas toured a FEMA-backed mass vaccination site. He says FEMA has helped facilitate more than 500 community vaccination centers around the country to date.
It is a shining example of partnership.
President Biden is also continuing outreach on the $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. Tuesday, he called into the Senate Democrats' lunch meeting.
He said we need to pass this bill and pass it soon.
But Senate Republicans continue to blast the bill as too partisan.
The new administration made a conscious decision to jam us, to do it one party only.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate will take up the bill this week.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott today announced he's lifting the statewide mask mandate, and he'll allow all businesses to open at 100% capacity beginning on March 10th. Later, the president once again reiterated his message that now is not the time to let our guard down. This is Severe Weather Preparedness Week, and today is Tornado Safety Day. As part of that, statewide tornado drills were held in Kansas and Missouri, encouraging everyone to practice what to do in the event of an actual tornado. Students at Joplin High School took part in the drill, but with the coronavirus still a risk, it raises questions of how to take shelter and still be safe from the spread.
I think mask wearing is a good thing to do. Maintaining some kind of a distance as best you can, and family groups at the very least off to one side from each other. It can be done. Sometimes it's not very comfortable, but it can be done.
In Joplin, the school shelters double as community shelters in the event of a tornado warning. You can find a list of shelters in your area on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Checking in with Nick Kelly now for our first look at the weather. Hi, Nick.
Good evening, Dal. We enjoyed a beautiful day. No worries about any thunderstorms or severe weather whatsoever. Just thanks to mostly sunny skies, dry air mass, and a light breeze. We went from a cold 28 this morning to highs back near 60, 5 degrees above normal for this early part of the month of March. Again, all because of mostly clear skies we've seen all day long, and that will still be the case as we go throughout the night ahead of us. For the next few days, look out west. That's our weather. We'll enjoy a few more quiet, nice, and mild days before we see rain chances start to pick up by the weekend. For the time being, we're in the lower to middle 40s across much of the region, but we're not done cooling down just yet. I'm expecting overnight lows to drop back into the upper 30s, but like today, we'll waste no time warming up again tomorrow with highs pushing into the upper 60s. We'll break down the rest of the forecast coming up here in a bit, Dal.
All right, we'll catch you then. Thanks, Nick. Missouri's junior U.S. Senator Josh Hawley has voted against every one of President Biden's cabinet appointments until today. Senator Hawley today voted to confirm Cecilia Rouse as the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. Hawley's support came after he defended his prior record of not voting to advance any Biden cabinet secretary nominees, insisting that he evaluates each pick individually. So far, 13 of President Biden's 23 cabinet-level nominees requiring Senate approval have been confirmed. Still ahead, traditional cashiers might be a thing of the past, at least at one local Walmart where self-checkout lanes are taken over. We're going to hear how the public in general feels about the change and the impact it could have on elderly or disabled four-staters. And later, the Webb City boys open up district tournament play against a familiar foe. Law officers in Miami today recovered more than 50 guns that they believe were stolen from a local business. Police, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and the Quapaw Nation recovered the guns from a home, but they say more are still missing. Shoppers have differing opinions on some big changes to a few of our local Walmart stores. Walmart has removed all of the cashiers from the neighborhood market at Stone's Corner in Joplin. Instead, there's now 12 self-checkouts and 1 pay portal, but no regular registers. The change is getting mixed reactions. On social media, one shopper says they need to rethink it and that it's not just about grocery shopping, it's service and interaction. Another says it's one more reason not to shop at Walmart, but others seem to like the idea.
I like it because when I come here, I take my little sisters, so they can do it too because they think it's cool that it beeps. But the older generations, they like to do this with the cashier because they like to be able to talk to them. I think it just depends on the generation.
Walmart tells us the Supercenter in Miami, Oklahoma will also transition to mostly self-checkouts. The store is currently being remodeled, and once it's done, there will be 24 self-checkouts and 4 traditional registers. They say that they aren't letting any associates go. Instead, they're actually hiring more. Population that may have some difficulty with a self-checkout register is the elderly or people living with a disability. The Independent Living Center in Joplin works with people with disabilities and offers a service where they help clients go to the grocery store. They say it could be difficult and frustrating for a person with disabilities to go to a store that offers only self-checkout.
Living independently is doing things for yourself. So if you go to a grocery store, you want to shop, but you constantly need help from the staff, that might be fine. And for some people that may work, but for others, that's not necessarily living independently. They want to be able to grab their groceries, pay for their groceries, get in their car and drive away independently and on their own.
Walmart tells us self-checkout hosts can help shoppers with problems they may have at the register or do the entire checkout process. We asked if the kiosks are accessible for disabled shoppers, but we have not yet heard back from the company. Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast. And later, the Girard boys welcome in Frontenac to kick off sub-state tournament play. We're going to have highlights in sports.
Another nice, beautiful day has come to a close, but we can look back on its full glory in a rather fast mode for a time-lapse at Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri. The most sunny skies and the dry air mess with that southwest breeze we had today took us out of the upper 20s and pushed us near 60, and we'll go even warmer for the next few days before we change things up to start the weekend out. If you remember last night, I said we were keeping an eye on an upper low that would be rolling along the Texas-Oklahoma border. It barely passed just to our south early this morning. Thankfully with that, the bulk of the moisture keeping any clouds and rain chances with it stayed just to our south. So we're thankful that Mother Nature left us alone for today with clear skies all day long and nothing to track on the Skywatch Storm Tracker radar network. That could get a bit of a workout, though, by the time we hit Friday. In the meantime, we are still mostly clear and continuing to cool down a bit. 42 in Joplin, feels like 37, though, with that south breeze at 8 and the humidity still at 25%. Elsewhere around the region, we're already back into the upper 30s around Stockton Lake and Greenfield, while everybody else sitting in the lower to middle 40s, between 41 in Lamar and 47 in Welch. What really helped us out today, in addition to the mostly sunny skies and the dry air, was that southwest breeze. Throughout the day, it was at 5 to 15 miles per hour, with some gusts pushing over 20 at times. But now that the sun has set, the dry air is still in place, and we back down on that southwest breeze a bit, we'll settle down, most of you, in the upper 30s before we head right back toward another quite mild day ahead of us tomorrow. Back to space we go with a wider view across the Central Plains. We don't have a lot to speak of, and at the surface level, we don't have a lot of systems to show you here, but though we do want to point out the high pressure center over Dallas and the weak trough with a low pressure center around Denver. Those are working together to keep that southwest wind in place for tonight and for your Wednesday ahead of us. It's what's upstairs I'm keeping an eye on for the most part. That upper low that grazes to the south is working through the southeast. We'll enjoy this upper ridge for the next few days to keep us nice, quiet, and mild before we see that low near Los Angeles. That's the one that'll bring us some rain chances by the time we get the weekend started. But nothing to worry about at all for tonight. Mostly clear skies, a light southwest breeze, and that dry air means, thankfully, we're not going to be as cold as we were this morning. Still a cold start ahead of us, so with most of us bottoming out right around 38 degrees. Joplin, if you're going to be hanging around Joplin for tomorrow, by lunchtime we'll see temperatures easily near 62, and I see highs pushing back near 68. Outside of Joplin, everyone's fair game to go into the upper 60s, but I would not be surprised if a few of you hit 70 before the day is all said and done. It will stay mild again for Thursday as this upper ridge for Wednesday stays in place for one more day. Then that upper low near Los Angeles sneaks by with a lot of cloud cover and at least a good possibility of widespread rain chances for Friday. That's the only fly in the ointment for the weekend forecast, though. You can see how it moves on up for Saturday and Sunday. So let's roll in the 7-day forecast and let's spell it out for you. 68, mostly sunny, beautiful day tomorrow. Highs near 67 on Thursday. 52 degrees with the cloud cover to rain chances Friday, but clearing up for Saturday and Sunday. Highs near 60 down before we see another shot for thunderstorms by next Tuesday.
And boy, tomorrow and Thursday, they look amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
Amazing's definitely the right way to put it.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, Pittsburgh firefighters are getting a new place to practice their life-saving skills. The department's building a training tower on North Rouse. The new tower is going to be used for ground ladder training and will feature tubes to help train for fires in confined spaces.
I've had people banging on my door trying to line up training for the day that it's done. So I anticipate that this prop will get a lot of use, that our folks will be out here on a regular basis doing all those different types of training.
The department tells us they expect to be finished with the construction within a few days. Coming up in sports, Crowder softball plays its home opener this afternoon against Neosho. Plus, it's a loaded night of high school basketball playoff action in southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri. Jacob Leonard's up next with highlights.
Playoff time is here for both Kansas and Missouri high school basketball. It's district time in Missouri and sub-state time in Kansas. In southeast Kansas this evening, we have a good one in 3A sub-state. This one is the 4-5 game in the bracket. Girard at home in round one against Frontenac. First quarter. Look out, man. That's Jordan Fudge. Strong jam there. Raiders up one after one. Girard grabs a quick lead in the second. Rigby Bourne knocking down the three. Trojans, though, down 3 at half. The Raiders extend the lead in the third. Tough take to the rim there from Colin McCartney. Frontenac up 8 going to the fourth, and they would finish it. Fudge again gets up and puts it down. Frontenac moves on, beating Girard 65-54.
Really impressed with the guys. We knew it was going to be a tough one against Girard. It always is. We felt like if we could win the battle in the paint tonight, that would give us a really good opportunity. And I really felt like the guys executed the game plan well and really won it in the paint tonight.
The Pittsburgh girls at home tonight for a sub-state semifinal against Spring Hill. The Dragons down 4 early. Jaya Minifield knocks down the 3. We're tied going to the second. Minifield is a monster early for Pittsburgh. Another 3 here. She scores 11 of Pittsburgh's first 13. Finished the night with 16. And Jackie Hall, also a good first half. This, one of her 2 threes in the second quarter. She gets 13. But Spring Hill rallies late to top Pittsburgh 51-45. On the Missouri side, the Webb City Cardinals have a home game to kick off the Class 5 District 12 tournament. Now, on top of that, it's also a COC rivalry game. Webb City on the floor against Carl Junction tonight. Cards looking for a chance at their 5th district title in 6 years. First quarter, Nakai Howard, 3 from the left side. Cards up 4. CJ responds late in the quarter. Sincere Williams, corner triple. Bulldogs, though, down 6 after 1. Till the second, man. This might be one of the best dunks we've seen in a while. Blake Poorman. One-handed jam. I love it. CJ, though, down 5 after 2. Fourth quarter, Cole Vaden on the wing. He scores a team-high 17. Webb City wins at 89-71. They'll play Nevada Friday night with a shot at their 3rd straight district title.
We're excited. Again, we've worked hard to get to this moment. There's still a lot of work left to be done. Right now, we're just, we're taking it one game at a time and, just anxious to see who we're getting ready to play next.
In Class 2 tonight, College Heights still alive for a state title, facing Crane in the sectional round of the bracket. First quarter, Kaya Smith with the steal. Other way off the window for the easy 2. Pirates up 5. Then, big man for College Heights, Curtis Davenport through traffic. College Heights, though, down 11 after the first. Till the second, Ethan Adele with the ball. Goes through the paint. Little floater there, gets the Cougars within 10. But they couldn't get back in it. Crane advances 74-59. Well, after 8 straight road games to kick off the season, the Crowder College softball team is at home for the first time this afternoon. And Crowder has its home opener today with a doubleheader against the Neosho County Panthers. Now, Crowder, pretty hot to start the year. The Lady Riders are 7-1 through their first 8. Sydney Ward, good in the circle today for Crowder. Ends the top of the third with a strikeout. More from Ward in a second. Also a big game from Skylar Randall. Bases loaded in the bottom of the third. Randall over everybody out in left center. 2 score. Crowder on top 5-0. Back to Ward in the circle. Another punch out here. She gets 9 strikeouts in just 4 innings of work. Skylar Randall, though, not done. 2 on. Randall pokes it through the right side. Plates 2 more for Crowder. Lady Riders take game 1 over Neosho 8-0 in 5 innings. Game 2, Crowder is able to get the sweep, winning 9-5. The Lady Riders are right back on the field tomorrow for a doubleheader against Des Moines Area Community College. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Voting.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Staff Sergeant Marion Chenoweth. The Parsons, Kansas native served in the U.S. Air Force. And we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Marion Chenoweth, tonight's four-state hero. Angelina Jolie smashed a record not at the box office, on the auction block. She sold a painting by former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill for $11.5 million. That's more than 4 times as much as any other Churchill painting is fetched, and more than 3 times what it was estimated to sell for. The painting, called Tower of Kutubia Mosque, or something like that, was done in Morocco. It's the only thing Churchill painted during World War II. He did it the day after watching a sunset with American President Franklin Roosevelt while they were in town for a conference on battling Nazi Germany. Nice profit there. Checking in with Nick, a nice day or two ahead of us.
Absolutely. We just got to get past another cold night now with lows in the upper 30s. Then highs bounce back to 68 tomorrow, upper 60s Thursday. A quick dip into the 50s with the rain chances on Friday, but will be nice for the rest of the weekend with highs holding near 60.
Thanks, Nick, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.